Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a book review on The Sky Over Rebecca. This is written by Matthew Fox and is a middle grade young children's book, and I thought I would review it because I've not actually seen too many reviews on YouTube about it, and this was obviously a 5-star book for me and really had an impact, and hence why I wanted to review it. So firstly, let's start off with the cover itself. It is just a beautiful cover. On the surface it's got very pretty colours, but then it's not until you sort of dive down more, there's like lots of layers to this illustration. You've got sort of the fighter bomber planes in the background, you know, you've got sort of this child looking very sort of worn on the little hill there, and yeah, so there's lots of sort of elements that allude to the storyline in this, and it is a debut novel, I believe, and was the 2019 Bath Children's Novel Award winner. So yeah, very highly sort of accoladed. Let me read you the blurb on the back. It says, "There was a single trail of footprints, the first I'd seen all morning. Small feet, like mine, then they stopped. Two worlds collide in wintry Stockholm, when strange footprints in the snow lead Kara to Rebecca and her brother Samuel. They are Jewish refugees, not just from another place, but from another time, World War II. They form a bond of friendship that spans the years between them, as Kara discovers that there are touches of magic everywhere. Can she find a way to help her new friends escape their island hideout before it's too late?" So, like I said, it's a middle grade fiction, and we get the perspective of Kara. We almost feel like Kara is telling us about her story. We feel like we are a friend to Kara. She is an only child. It's just her and her mother in the picture and her grandpa. And you get the impression very quickly that Kara is left to her own devices a lot. Her mum works very hard, and it sounds like Kara is left to entertain herself, feed herself, get herself to and from school, and this kind of just feels the norm for us. Like, obviously it's sad that she is having to fend for herself and almost be the carer for her and her mum, making sort of dinners for them, but it almost just feels like the norm. That's what happens. Like I said, this is set in Stockholm in Sweden, so you kind of, I don't know, from a British perspective, you kind of think that some of the more European countries have slightly more relaxed views on children, and they get sort of a lot more freedom and independence. Well, that's so much what it seems. So one day Kara sees this mysterious snow angel in the snow, and there are no footprints that head towards the snow angel, so she's trying to rack her brains as to how this was made and who by, and she stumbles across Rebecca, and she quickly finds out that her and Rebecca, she can see Rebecca, but Rebecca can't see Kara, and it's not until that they physically touch that Kara is sort of brought into Rebecca's world. She can see what Rebecca sees, and they can see each other, and we quickly learn that Rebecca is from a different time, 1940s. I'm not sure if we ever find out which country. I can't remember if we ever find out which country that Rebecca and Samuel are from, Samuel being her brother. But we sort of suspect that it might be Germany, but I can't remember if it definitely tells us that. In the story, it kind of alludes to the fact that they're on the run of who we can only assume is the Nazis, because they are Jewish. And this book was really interesting because it's not like a war book, you know, it's not like reading The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas or The Book Thief. It's very much Kara in Sweden, and she is just getting a touch and an element of the war and what it's like for Jews. Obviously Kara is aware of what it was like for Jewish people back in the 30s and 40s, and this is kind of her first hand account now of them, and kind of what it was like. And this book really has a very cozy feel to it. You know, it's set in January in snowy Stockholm, and so it gives you that cozy sort of, is it Haig or Hug or Haig? I'm not quite sure how you pronounce that word, but that very cozy feeling, and it has this sort of magical element to it, which is really nice, and I think would really draw in a young person. And like I said, I feel like this would be a good introduction for children who want to read about World War II. I feel like it could start sort of the conversations and the questions from child to adult as to what happened in the war and how it went down. And even though this is fictional, it does reflect on a lot of non-fictional accounts. Cara takes her food and a coat and, what little she has and goes to help others. You've got Rebecca looking after her younger brother, which obviously happened a lot during the war, where siblings had to look after each other and ended up being that parent figure. So there's a lot of themes in this that obviously reflect truly and what went on in real accounts that we've heard. And even though this does cover quite a heavy topic, it still felt sort of lighter and more appropriate for children. So that's why I think it would be perfect as an introductory book, but also as an adult I enjoyed it as well. If you have read it, let me know what you think. And if you have similar books that you've read that you think we as a community might like, let us know. And I will see you very soon. Bye guys.